welcome to another video on the Supercar Diaries. Today we're going to look at a couple of cars at the Amian Collection Cars. They've got a whole storeroom behind me somewhere with a lot more cars, and you can see that in this picture. But I want to concentrate a little bit on what we see over here. This is the front showroom, and they've got 4 heavyweights. We're going to try and position the camera in a way so that you don't see the other cars until we get there. But we'll start with this. This is the Bugatti Chiron, the successor to the Veyron, and I think it is so exquisite in this dual tone color. It's one of the ways in which you can get this car with this gorgeous blue color, and I personally love this. I think it looks so good. Subtle touches of carbon fiber, a lot of carbon fiber in and on this car in order to keep it rigid, but it hasn't saved us from making it very, very heavy. As a matter of fact, as it stands here, it weighs about 2 tons. It is powered, however, by a W16, that is 8 liters with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 turbochargers producing 1,500 horsepower and 1,600 Newton meters of torque. The figures, well, they kind of speak for themselves, and they're quite ridiculous if you think about it. 0 to 100, 2.6 seconds. Not that wild. 0 to 200, 6.5 seconds. That is wild. 0 to 300, 13.6 seconds. That's 0 to 300. 0 to 400 in 32.4 seconds. And if you take your foot off the right pedal and hit the middle one, it'll stop from 400 to 0 dead in 9.4. That is something special. But there's more to this car. As a matter of fact, if we point our direction this way, you might say, hang on a second, Bjorn, thank you, but you know, twice the same car. Not too interested in that. It's not exactly the same car. This is a special edition. This is a 110-year Bugatti anniversary edition, and they only made 20 of these examples. Now, what is so different about it? They've left the innards quite the same, so not more power and so on and so forth. It's more the outside. It's more, well, the carbon fiber. This blue steel carbon fiber that you see over here, if you look closely, you see a lot of the cars actually made out of carbon fiber. A lot of it. And then you've got these 2 glass panels on top and the roof for each of the driver and passenger. The tricolore of France, which is where the car is built, that again commemorating the 110 anniversary, and you see those little accents everywhere, the colorful braking calipers, and then at the back we'll have a look at where else you can find the color. But very nice personal touch over here on the sides, the fuel caps, which you can have in either white or in silver. Those are sandblasted and then hand polished, and you can have them, as I said, either in white and silver. In the center of the car, on the inside, apart from all the other accents of the tricolore, is a medal this size right in the middle of the car. That is made from a carbon fiber plate at the bottom, and then with silver, real silver, and enamel on top. Now, let's move around to the back. Look at the bottom of the wing. Now, this is also that tricolore which you find all other areas of the car, and over here, the quad tailpipes, as opposed to the normal Chiron that has the dual tailpipe trumpet section over there. So, here we've covered the ground with these 2 extraordinary Bugattis. But if we move to this side of the showroom, let's go a bit further back into time, maybe around about the beginning of the 2000s. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ferrari Enzo. They made about 400 Enzos, but this is a one-of-one Ferrari Enzo because of its petrol interior green. That is so exquisitely sexy. I'm not sure if the camera is able to grab that through the window, but the interior of this car is what makes it extraordinarily unique. Apart from that, it's so extremely wide. If you stand right behind the car, maybe one has to try that, you'll just realize the immense width of this even for that time. You realize that we've got some of the rounded taillights. It sort of reminds us of back in those days, the parts that we used to make for this car included the darkened out taillights like this, an exhaust system, wheels and suspension that we used to have. We'll blend in a picture of that right now. Now what's special about this car, I mean, it's still a bit old school, 2002, 2004, powered by a 6-liter naturally aspirated V12 motor, sending all that power to the rear wheels via a 6-speed sequential gearbox, F1 style, and still it managed for those days to get this car to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.1 seconds up to a top speed of 355. We're talking nearly 25 years ago, 23 years ago. That is insane. And I think the sound matches that. Nothing that we're going to be able to put out in this video. As the car stands here, dry weight, 1,240 kilograms. That is very special. Now, something else about this specific model. I can't really reveal on camera why this is so special as well, but I will just say that this car, this one here, belonged to a very, very popular person in the world. Most of you will know that individual if I mention the name, but that'll have to do. Next, of course, is the wildest car in the showroom. Feast your eyes on this. This is a one-of-one Pagani Zonda Viola. Viola, I don't think I have to explain much more as to why it's called that. As a matter of fact, it's very similar to the LH 760, the one from Lewis Hamilton, except this one has got the tricolor stripe over here in the center. An absolute masterpiece, but also a monster piece. This is powered by a 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine sitting right over here. If you would flip over the back, you would see that engine over there with the bare chassis and the wheels powering all of that onto the road. That kicks out 760 horsepower and 780 Newton meters of torque. It is an absolute monster with so much visible carbon fiber that if I had to walk around the car and point it out to you, we'd be here for another hour and 15 minutes. One of the coolest features of this car, I feel personally, is this immensely large roof scoop. Don't you just agree? That feeds the air right into the intakes of this big V12 motor. Let's walk around here towards the back because quite a sight, not just the entire car, but also this massive wing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I cannot touch both sides of the wing. That is an incredible distance, the width of this car, a lot of aero over here with the quad tailpipes featured over there, and the mesh over here is so widely separated that you can actually have, you've got little brake lights in at the back, and you can see the entire exhaust system in the innards of the motor. It's just a wonderful car. I can't say for sure because they didn't tell us, but if I had to guess, this car is probably worth around about the 15 million euro mark. And in total, in this room alone, probably cars in excess of about 25 million euros. that is it for us for today here at Amian Collection Cars. Thank you so much to you guys for us being able to walk around the showroom and show the public these fantastic cars. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out Amian Collection Cars on those social media sites, and until next time, we'll see you again. Stay safe and take care.